Hello viewers, welcome back. So in today's video, I would like to explain about what are the basics to write a set. So in my previous video, we discussed about what are different varieties of sets, and we also discussed different varieties of numbers. And these different varieties of numbers come under what as a particular set, under what heading. Yes, and we also came across the basic definition of set. So set here is nothing but just I will write the definition of set. Set is nothing but well-defined collection of objects. Now, see, this is how I write collection, COLL, whole to the power n. That is only for my reference. So people who are finding it difficult, please write it as collection on as a whole, as one particular word itself. Yeah. So the definition goes well-defined collection of objects. So yesterday in my video, yeah, in my previous video, I gave you certain examples of what are sets, right? Now, how do I denote a set? Or how do I write the objects inside that particular set? So here, what are these objects? Yes. So for example, if I have to define or if I have to denote a set, set is always written in a capital letter. Set is always denoted as a capital letter, and the objects that belong to that particular set is always written in lowercase or smaller letters. So, for example, if I have um, certain letters, for example, A, B, C, D. So these are the objects. So these objects are nothing but letters in my English alphabet. So these letters of my English alphabet belong to my set A. So if I am defining a set, it will always be written in capital letter, and the objects of that particular set or the elements which belong to that particular set will always be written in smaller letters. Okay, so likewise, I can write this as A, B, C, D. Hope this is understood. So whatever objects are present, whatever belongs to this particular set, capital A, yes, are also called as elements or members. So there are three different synonyms. You can either call it as objects, or you can call it as members, or you can call it as elements. I am comfortable calling it elements because from years together I am using elements if I have to talk about different varieties of objects in that particular set, in any set for that matter. So basically, see, I will be going on repeating things so that it gets fixed in everybody's mind so that you don't have any difficulties in understanding whatever I'm doing. So your basic should be strong. Once your basic is strong, then solving any particular problem given in this chapter becomes really easy. Yeah. So once again, I define set is nothing but well-defined collection of objects. A set is always denoted by a capital letter, and elements inside a set is always written in small letter. Now you would ask me a question. See, if I have to consider numbers, so numbers I cannot differentiate between whether it is in lowercase or in uppercase. So here lowercase is nothing but your small letters and uppercase is nothing but your capital letters. Yeah. So in that case, yeah, you do not have any differentiation. So if I have to consider or give an example of set B, which consists of numbers, then it can be written like this. So this is the basic of how to write a set. It should be written in capital letters, and the members or elements inside that particular set will always be written in in small letters. Sorry about that. Now we go on to something more interesting. See, I have two examples. I'll call this as example A, I'll call this as example B. In my example A, I have set A is equal to A, B, C, D. Now, how do I tell if one particular element belong to that particular set? So, if I have to tell if there is an element which belongs to a particular set A, so belongs to yeah, belongs to is symbolically represented by epsilon. This symbol is called as epsilon. Okay, so this symbol represents belongs to. So in my first example, if my element A belongs to element A belongs to set A, I will write this as small a belonging to set A. Similarly, if I would like to tell element D belonging to set A. So if there is any element which belongs to that particular set, you will use this particular symbol which will imply that it is an epsilon, or epsilon is nothing but it will tell us that that particular element belongs to that particular set. Now for example, if I would like to uh, show or tell you that an element does not belong to that particular set. Say for example, set A consists of 4 elements. Yeah, so 4 elements in the sense I have A, B, C, D. Now if I consider E, do you see an element E which is defined in this particular set? No, right? So in that case, if any particular element does not belong to that particular set, yeah, does not belong to a particular set, then you will always denote it by epsilon and a slash and a slash. So this denotes does not belong to. So for example, in this particular set, I can write E is an element which does not belong to my set A. Hope this is clear. So denotion of a set is always in capital. Elements inside the set will always be written in small, and if I have to talk about elements which belong to that particular set, it will always be written in an epsilon symbol. If that particular epsilon symbol does not carry that particular element, then that you will tell it as an element which does not belong to that particular set. So here I've given you an example of E not belonging to E. Further, you can write this as F not belonging to A as well. So one more example which is there just beside is set B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I have to talk about elements which belong to this particular set, I can tell 2 belong to set B, 3 belong to set B, but there is no other element other than 1 to 4. So if I have to write 5, then 5 will be not belonging to this particular set. Hope this is clear. So these are very important basics when I talk about set. So when this much is clear to everyone, we'll move on to the next topic, which is called as representation of set. So representation of set happens in two ways. Representation of sets happen in two ways. So I'll in detail explain about what is the first representation of set, and what is the second representation of set. So the first representation of set is called as your rooster method. See, these are all my shortcuts. Please, I'm sorry for that, but I'm used to it. So I will be using it, but please, you people use all the full forms. So the first method is called as your rooster method or tabular method. Okay, so this representation of set, I will give you an example so that it becomes easily understood. So for example, if I have set A is equal to A, E, I, O, U. So in rooster method or tabular method, the representation of set obviously is with capital and elements are in small. But to differentiate between the next method which we will be doing later is what what. I would like to tell you all these elements which are separated by comma are enclosed within curly brackets. So these are called as your curly brackets. So I have A, E, I, O, U enclosed within curly brackets, or you can call it as curly braces. So representation of sets in rooster method is like this. And very important, one more very important note, what I would like to tell you all here is, whenever I represent a set, for example, I have set B is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here what is happening? I can see the number of elements getting repeated. Yeah, so whenever number of elements are repeated inside a particular set, then when I write that particular set, I will consider repetition only once. Here, repetition of elements is not allowed. So whenever you have something like this given in the question, okay, so you will write your set newly as 1, 2, 3, 4. So here 4 and 5. Yeah, of course I just left 5. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here repetition of elements inside a particular set is not allowed. Hope this is clear. Very important note. And one more important note is order of elements does not matter. So order of elements does not matter in the sense, for the same example, I have set B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I write set B, for example, as 5, 4, 6, 2, 1, yeah, so 5, 4, 6, 2, 1, 1 or maybe 0. So here what is happening? I have numbers in a jumbled format. So here what is happening? I'm really not interested in the order. Order is nothing but numbers one after the other. It's just that all the elements should be present. Okay. Here where you write, you can write it in first place, you can write it in the second position, you can write it in the third position. First place position in the sense, this is my first position of the set. This is my second position of the set. So wherever you write elements inside the set does not matter. Okay, so that means, so which means that whenever you write a set, you write it anyway. Its motto is to have all the elements of that particular set. Hope this is clear. So these are two very important notes, and we've completed representation of set, the first method, which is rooster. So in rooster method, again, we know the basic representation of set is with a capital letter and elements inside closed. I mean elements which are in smaller case. But here, what does the rule say? Whatever elements you write, it should be separated by a comma and should be enclosed within curly brackets. Yes, so the first method is over. We come to the second method. So when I talk about the second method, it is called as set builder form. Set builder form. Yeah, so in this particular set builder form, all the elements of a set possess a common property which is not possessed by any other element outside a set. And yeah, so here for example, if I have to write or talk about vowels, so set of vowels, there are only 5 letters. Yeah, I cannot include any other letter other than A, E, I, O, U to that particular set. So which means what? All the elements of vowels possess a common character. So here common character is what? Of being a vowel but not a consonant. So consonants are nothing but elements other than vowels. Yes. So therefore, for example, to write the representation of set in set builder form, always the basic definition, set is represented by a capital letter and elements inside a set always in smaller letter. But in set builder form, we write it in a sentenced format with mathematical representation. So here you write it as, for example, if I have to write elements with regard to a vowel, so I write this as x colon x is a vowel in English alphabet. Now, I know it does not make any sense. You people have not understood whatever I have written. So how do I read this? See here, I'm interested in talking about only one character. So if I write a statement inside, it will not inculcate or it will not make use of elements other than vowels. So therefore, how is this particular format read? Set A is equal to set of all x. Set of all x in the sense this curly bracket will tell you curly bracket is nothing but set of all set of all. So why is it set of all? Because that curly bracket will mention or will have all the elements written inside the curly brackets. So therefore, curly brackets will tell you it is the what does the significance of curly bracket mean? It is set of all. So it is read as set of all x. Colon represents such that. Colon represents such that. So it is set of all x such that x is a vowel in English alphabet. Hope this is clear. So representation of a set is always in capital. Yes, and if I have to write certain elements or certain examples in my set builder form, then I will have to write it in this particular format wherein it will have only one property or only one characteristic. So here A is equal to set of all x such that x is a vowel in English alphabet. So in that case, so the set builder form is given in a statement format. Now if I have to convert this into tabular format, which is the previous example, previous representation, then I would directly write this as A, E, I, O, U. As and when we proceed with the chapter, no, in your exercise, there are certain problems wherein you are converting set builder form to tabular form and tabular form to set builder form. So as and when the chapter proceeds, now I'll give you a few more examples and you will be well versed with the topic. Yeah, hope you're all clear till here, and I'll give you one more example of how to write it in set builder form. Yeah, so I will, for example, to give you an example of set builder form, I'll write, okay, set D is equal to x such that x is the first letter of the word starting with A. X such that X is the first letter of the word starting with A. So with this, so what do you conclude? So they are asking you to write a set where the first letter of any word you give starts with A. So for example, if I have to convert this into tabular format, I would get this as D is equal to animal, ant, any word which starts with A. They are not specifying that it has to be an animal or it has to be anything, a living thing or a non-living thing. It should comprise of a name. Yeah, I'll write my name, Annie. Yeah, so here what is happening? I have been given a property, yeah, a characteristic which is nothing but first letter of the word starting with A. So therefore I can write as many examples I want because they have not told where should I stop my particular set. So in this particular set, they are not telling how many elements should I include. So in that case, what will I do? I will write this particular set with a dot dot symbol. So why do I write it in a dot dot symbol? Because they have just given us a condition where the first letter of the word is starting with A. Yeah, and they have not mentioned how many words should I include in that particular set. So when I write this as dot dot dot, it can have n number of words or it can have how many ever number of words in that particular set. Yes, hope this is clear to everyone. So now please make a note that yeah, for set builder form, colon is used for such that characteristic, this whatever is written no is nothing but the characteristic property. This characteristic property again which belongs to that particular set. I think this is clear. If you want one more example, I would be giving it to you. So which will make things easy with regard to set builder form. Let me consider set E is equal to x such that x belongs to natural number where the value of x less than 3 less than 10. So what do you mean by this? X belongs to capital N. So in my previous video, I discussed about different varieties of numbers. So when I talk about certain, what do you say, denotions. So certain denotions, if I talk about, you people should be well versed with what are these denotions called. So X belongs to N is nothing but natural numbers or countable numbers. Okay, so x belonging to the set of natural numbers, and there is one more condition with regard to x. So x is a natural number, but there is a range from where that particular x should lie and where it should end. So the value of x less than 3 less than 10. See, one more very important or an easy way to analyze what values to use when I have certain inequality like this. See, whenever I do not have an equality symbol, it becomes an inequality. Yeah. So what is the value of my x here? If you don't see less than or equal to or greater than or equal to symbol, so when you see less than or equal to, greater than or equal to symbol, you will include both the numbers which are given. When you see only a lesser than or lesser than symbol or a greater than symbol, then you will exclude. Exclude in the sense you will not include the numbers. So therefore, since I have only a lesser than symbol given here, the value of x will be between. So if I write b slash w, it is between. The value of x will be between 3 and 10. So if it is between 3 and 10, the value of x would be equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Does it make sense? Please bear in mind. Once again, I'm going to explain it to you all. Once you get a hang of it, it becomes easy. So I have 3 less than x less than 10. Whenever you see only a lesser than symbol or only a greater than symbol, that time you will exclude the two numbers which are given. So for example, in this particular problem, the two numbers given are 3 and 10. Correct, no? So when 3 and 10 are given exclusively with a lesser than symbol or a greater than symbol, that time what are you people going to do? We are excluding the numbers and we will consider only numbers in between 3 and 10. Okay, but if I have an lesser than or equal to symbol and greater than or equal to symbol, suppose what we will do problems, yeah, but I'm just giving you a hint so that you get well versed before we start with the exercise problems. So if I have something like that, the inequalities with lesser than equal to, greater than or equal to, that time you will include the numbers because there is an equal to symbol. They are telling lesser than or equal to, you will include. Yeah, greater than or equal to, you will include. But whereas lesser than or greater than symbol, you will exclude the numbers. Yes, so therefore, see, if I talk about this particular characteristic, x such that x belong to the set of natural numbers. Here, x belonging to the set of natural numbers is a unique property possessed by this particular example. So what is happening? X belongs to the set of natural numbers and nothing else. Yeah, natural number is nothing but my countable numbers. So if I have to write set of numbers given in this particular range of condition, I will get set E is equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hope this is understood and justified. Yes. Uh, for people who haven't understood whatever the basics I've covered till now, please resume the video from the beginning so that you people can understand word by word, bit by bit, if there is any difficulty. I have covered few examples. Yeah. We will also be doing example problems from the NCERT textbook, as well as exercise problems, and also our miscellaneous examples and exercise problems. So don't worry about it. Tension should not be the constraint here. I am there to make your subject easy. So feel free to ask any question. Yeah, you can send any question in the comment box. I would be more than happy to answer your queries. Thank you, guys. I'll come up with another some more videos wherein we will be discussing about different questions from our NCERT textbook. Thank you all. Bye.